Hey, you ever just want to fuck an anime bitch?
What's good, YouTube? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know it's been a while since I uploaded anything on here, and I know I said I was going to do this a while ago, but finally getting off my ass. Now we're doing it. Now we're here. So, before I preface this, real quick, if this is your first time tuning in, or if you've been here before and haven't already, please definitely consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, and definitely click that notification bell, so that way the next time I upload something like this or anything else on this channel, you'll definitely be notified right away. Also, this channel is also partnered up with W.GG. W is a jitterless energy drink blend that is kind of like G Fuel, but in my opinion is better than G Fuel. It's clean, good energy, doesn't give you the jitters, doesn't give you the crash, has no fillers, no sugar, none of that. Use my code ECKAMusic to get 10% off your purchase today. Link to that will be down below in the description. So, I've been asked this numerous times at every show I've been to, every show I played, every time I'm hanging out on Discord, hanging out with people. How do I get my drums to sound the way they do? Well, I decided to get off my ass and actually sit here and record a drum breakdown. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, today, I'm going to show you my drum breakdown in this remix of this awesome plate called Dum Dum by ZENXOW. Shout out ZENXOW for the plates. This remix of the plate is out on SoundCloud. Link to that would also be down below in the description. So, drums and rhythm, how I was kind of like taught in a sense about drums, and what I've noticed is that the drums need to be the most forwardmost thing in your mix for the most part. It's the reason why they call it rhythm. So rhythm in the sound system scene in its roots, rhythm is a section of a song where the emphasis of it is the drums and the bass. Like in rhythm dubstep, the emphasis is the drums and the bass. See the similarities here? So that's what I like to go into with a focus on when I'm mixing drums in. So, and it also comes down to, drum selection. So the main thing is you want to make sure that your kick is in key with the song. As long as your kick is in key, the drums and everything will be unilateral and just kind of mesh in together. So for this kick, I got a Ray Volpe kick that is in D sharp because this song, I believe, is in D sharp minor or something of some key signature that had a D sharp in it. So with my kick, I really don't do much. Just an EQ8, a glue compressor, which is a preset that I made, and I'll break that down here in a bit, and then a similar EQ8 that is literally the exact copy from the first EQ. So once I have my kicks in here, right? Let's go and turn it off. It'll sound a lot like this. Which, it really doesn't sound bad already, but it can make it hit better. So, the first EQ basically is cutting out all the low end stuff here, right? So essentially, we want that knock that we get. So that's where this compressor comes in. So I set the attack to 3, the release to I believe that's 0.8, yeah, 0.8. The ratio to 4, threshold at negative 2.5 decibels with a makeup of 3. Range set to 2, dry wet is all the way up. And always turn your soft clip on. Always turn that on. Then after that, I just drop another EQ8, same as the first one. And then this is what we have. So now that I got my kick set in, now let's look into the first clap layer. So this is from a company drum kit pack. As you see, very minimal processing is going on here because we have 3 clap layers going on, and I'll explain why we have that as we go along. Let's just turn all of this off, right? So this is what our clap sounds like by itself. Not bad. It's a decent clap. So we put on an EQ to cut everything from 500 hertz and below. Then we add a saturator, turning the soft clip on, setting it to soft sine, and then that's it. That's literally all you need to do. So then I just add the mastering gentle limiter by just tweaking down the release all the way. This is a preset in Ableton, but I just turn the release down all the way. The attack's set to 0.3. Threshold and makeup are both turned all the way down. The range is at 3, and soft clip it again, always on. And that's just to squash it a little bit. Now see how it's pretty wide in the stereo field? So after we drop another EQ, cutting it off at 500 just like the first one, we then bring utility on and bring the width down about 68%. And here's why. The second layer is going to make up for that, right? So the second layer we have here is from the Avant Ominous Riddim pack. So by itself, this clap is pretty fucking beefy. Fair warning. Yeah. And you see that up there in that field right there? It's a pretty beefy guy. So again, we EQ, cutting it at 325 hertz. Gentle limiter, same as before, literally the same as the last clap. And then we just add another EQ, cutting it again, 325 just like the first one, and the utility bringing that width down 71%. So now we have this. So now layer it with both. We got body. So now my third and final layer is basically something just ear candy, really. So we cut that transient in pretty sharp, and then we added some reverb and the usual processing that I usually do. So this is the clap bare by itself. Decent. So we put on an EQ8 cutting at 370. Saturator, soft sine, soft clip. Same gentle limiter that we've been using. EQ8 again at 370. And then Valhalla Vintage reverb. This is where you're going to get this sound from. And so all this is really is, I'm going to leave this up here so that way if y'all are interested, feel free to, mimic it. We have a high cut on the EQ at 9,170 hertz, low cut at 10 hertz. The modulation rate is set to 2.01 hertz for the rate. The depth is 50.4. I didn't really touch the diffusion. I just left it as is. Same thing with the shape. High frequency on the damping is at 6,000. Bass frequency is at 600. High shelf is -24. Bass multiplier, dampening bass multiplier for the bass frequencies is at 1.5x. Decay's at 3.18. The mix is literally, you don't really need a lot because just that little subtlety is going to get you so far right there. And then the pre-delay is literally at 2.49 or 2.5 milliseconds. So you get this sound. So when you have your kick and your other claps all together, you should have something like this. And then with hi-hats, I just brought this hi-hat loop from the Neonics sample pack. All I did really was just EQ at 1.04 kilohertz. Or 1.04k hertz, excuse me. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So drums all together sound like this. So in context, when we have it all together with our synths, sub, and everything, we have this.
Nope. It's ECKA.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I do all my drums, and that's applied to everything that I do, whether it's making beats, dubstep, whatever. It applies to everything, and simplicity goes a long way. Less is more, in my opinion. So, and it may not work for some, and this is, again, guys, this is just really basic stuff. I'm in no way saying like I'm a professional or I'm like a whiz at this. I just felt like sharing this with everybody. But speaking of drums and speaking of sharing with everybody, I also today just dropped a brand new drum kit on the Patreon. Link to the Patreon's in the description, and a link to a free trial version of the drum kit is also down below in the description. So with that being said, guys, let's go back into Ableton and check this out. All right, so this is the project file that I'm using as a little demo teaser for the drum kit pack. So it has a total of 25 or like 26 total and a few loops in there, obviously, as you can see. And And these are all kicks, claps, and drum pieces that I use for every single one of my dub plates, songs, tracks, or whatever. These samples are ready to go. So these guys, you can just drop these in your project file, apply some EQ on it, and then you're all set. Or in some cases, you don't even need to. Like in this demo that we have here, I took a loop from the Ominous sample pack and basically just made a quick little drop loop here. So real quick, we'll just get into it. Yeah, simple, efficient, ready to go, right from the folder into the DAW. With that being said, guys, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, vibing out, and sticking around with this. I hope this was informative. I hope this was helpful for some people out there. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the drum pack. Let me know if you guys have any questions about it, anything at all. Drop your questions in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and share and subscribe. As always, guys, much love. Peace out. Stay froggy. Skew.